What if I told you that it's not your past creating your present, but your future? Quantum physics proved this decades ago. Laboratories around the world have confirmed it. But for some reason, that information never reached you. You were taught that time works between past, present, and future, a straight line, simple and logical. But scientists have discovered something disturbing. The future can change the present, literally. This has a name: retrocausality, the quantum secret that mainstream science won't reveal. And as you struggle trying to manifest the life you desire, while you repeat affirmations that never work, while you wonder why nothing changes, the answer was hidden in this mechanism that no one taught you. In this video, you will see the real experiments who proved it. You will understand the hidden mechanics of how your expectations of the future collapse your reality now, and you will learn a simple technique to reprogram the future that is creating your present right now. Prepare yourself, because everything they taught you about time, about manifestation, about reality, it's wrong. And after this video, you will never look at your life the same way again. In the 1970s, in quantum physics laboratories around the world, scientists were doing something that shouldn't have been possible. And when they discovered the results, they were disturbed, because what they proved challenges everything we've learned about how reality works. Here's what happened. They took photons, which are tiny particles of light, and sent them along a specific path. Simple, right? A particle travels from point A to point B. Nothing special. But then they did something different. After the particle has already passed through the system, after she had already completed the journey, scientists changed the measurement system back then, as if they changed the rules of the game after the game was already over. And the particle went back and changed the path he had taken. The particle retroactively altered the path it had already completed. The future, which was the measurement that happened later, modified the past. Literally, this has a name: delayed choice. And if it seems impossible, it's because it completely defies our linear logic of time. Past, present, and future. That straight line they taught you. It does not exist at the quantum level. Think of it this way. It's as if this morning, sitting in your kitchen, you chose what you ate for breakfast yesterday, and yesterday changed. The bread that was on the table yesterday suddenly turns into an egg, because your choice today changed what happened yesterday. Does it sound absurd? Welcome to quantum physics. This experiment has been replicated hundreds of times. Leading universities confirmed this. Laboratories in different countries reached the same conclusion. It's not a crazy theory from a single scientist. It's scientific consensus. So, why didn't they ever tell you this? Why didn't this information reach you with the same force as you were taught that hard work brings results, or that the past defines who we are? Here's the inconvenient truth. Because mainstream science doesn't know what to do with it. This experiment breaks the linear model of reality. He messes everything up. It forces questions that most scientists are not ready to answer. How does free will work if the future can change the past? How does causality work if cause and effect no longer follow a straight line? So what did they do? They classified it as a curious quantum effect, an interesting anomaly, something to discuss at academic conferences. But rarely does something that comes to you. And here's what they didn't realize, or maybe they did and chose not to disclose. This is not just about subatomic particles. It's about you. Your body, made of atoms. Atoms are composed of quantum particles, the same particles that demonstrated retrocausal behavior in the laboratory. You are not an exception to quantum laws. You are literally constructed by them. So if the future can modify the past at the particle level, if a future measurement alters the present path of a photon, what prevents your future expectations of collapsing their reality present? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This isn't a motivational metaphor. It's not a law of attraction without scientific basis. It is pure physics, and it has a name: retrocausality. It is a cause in the future which has an effect in the present. Your expectations about what will happen tomorrow, next week, next year, are not just harmless thoughts floating around in your head. They are retrocausal signs that are, at this very moment, collapsing the reality you are living now. And if this seems too big to process, breathe, because what comes next will show you exactly as this works in your life. And most importantly, how to stop collapsing the futures you don't want and start collapsing the one you do want. Now that you know retrocausality is real, you need to understand something crucial. You have no future. You have infinites. Infinite quantum possibilities floating in the field, all existing simultaneously, like files saved in the cloud that haven't been opened yet. But here's the problem. You're not feeding all of these futures equally. You are pouring energy, attention, emotion, belief into one or two specific futures. And these futures? They're sending retrocausal signals to your present, right now, collapsing your reality according to them. So the question is not, what will happen to me? The question is, what future am I energetically nurturing right now? Because there are 3 automatic futures that most people collapse into without realizing it, and each of them creates a completely different present reality. Let's dive into them. The future of fear. This is the future you homework. The catastrophic scenario your mind projects when you're anxious, stressed, or simply lying in bed at 3 a.m. unable to sleep. I will fail. They will reject me. I'm going to lose everything. I won't be able to. And here's what happens at the retrocausal level. When you feed that future with intense fear, your nervous system goes into protection mode. Your body believes that future is inevitable, then start acting in a way that protects you from him. But protection, in this context, feels like self-sabotage. For example, you fear being rejected in a relationship. This future of rejection sends retrocausal signals. Your body responds. You act distant, build emotional walls, and constantly test the other person to see if they'll actually stay. And what happens? You get rejected, not because the future was written, but because you collapsed the future you feared through the actions you took to protect yourself from it. It's perverse. It's like trying to avoid falling into a hole by running with your eyes closed. You fall precisely because you're blind. The future of fear creates the trial that you were right to be afraid. It is a self-fulfilling cycle. Retrocausality working against you. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're doing it, because everything happens below your consciousness. Your body acts. Your energy changes. Your micro-decisions align with the future you envision. Doesn't want to. But that's not the only future people collapse into. The future of faint hope. This one is more subtle, and perhaps more common. It's the future he wants but doesn't believe it will actually happen. I want to be financially free, but that doesn't happen to people like me. I want an amazing relationship, but it's never worked before. I want to change careers, but it's too risky. Do you see the pattern? I want more doubt. Hope plus disbelief. 2 contradictory frequencies being sent to the quantum field at the same time. And the field? He does not judge. He does not interpret. He simply responds to dominant vibration. So what happens when you send mixed signals? You receive mixed results, small victories that don't last, advances followed by setbacks, progress that never consolidates. Think of it this way. It's like typing a message on your cell phone while simultaneously deleting half the letters. The message comes out jumbled, incomplete, and distorted. If you, for example, want more money, you claim you deserve prosperity. You visualize abundance. But deep down, there's a deeply ingrained belief. People like me always struggle financially. So what happens? You get that unexpected extra. But then comes an expense that eats away at everything. You close that deal, but you lose another one right after. It's not bad luck. It's not a conspiracy of the universe. It's divided future collapsing divided present. Because you are energetically feeding 2 conflicting futures, the one you want, abundance, and the one you believe in, scarcity. Retrocausality addresses both, and you're stuck in the middle, frustrated, confused, thinking that manifestation doesn't work, but it works. You're just manifesting both the futures, and they cancel each other out. So, what happens when you actually align? The future of quantum certainty. This one is different. It's not hope. It's not desire. It's not wanting it badly. It is certainty felt in the body. It's when he knows. Do not think, do not hope, do not desire. He knows that something is going to happen. How do you know the sun will rise tomorrow? There's no doubt. There's no internal negotiation. It's inevitable. When you reach this state, something changes in the quantum field, because now you're no longer sending conflicting signals. You are sending a signal coherent, pure, focused, and the field responds accordingly. The right people show up. Opportunities come out of nowhere. Synchronicities multiply. Doors open without you forcing them. And it's not magic. It's retrocausality responding to the frequency of certainty you're emitting. Example: someone who he knows that will prosper acts differently, not by conscious effort, but because identity has changed. Small decisions align. Conversations happen naturally. The right investments appear at the right time. Why? Because the future of certainty is collapsing the present in an organized, coherent, aligned way. It's not thinking positive. It's to be the person who already lives in that future. And here's the secret most people miss. You don't need to know as will happen. You just need to be sure what will happen. Because the how is the responsibility of the quantum field. Your job is just to maintain the frequency of certainty and let retrocausality rearrange your present. So now look at your life. Which of these three futures are you collapsing? Now? The future you fear? The future you faintly hope for? Or the future you feel is inevitable? Because here's the truth no one told you. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest the future that you energetically feed. And if you've been frustrated, if you've tried everything and nothing changes, it's probably not because manifestation doesn't work. It's because you're feeding the wrong future. But before I show you how to change that, you need to understand why positive thinking has never been enough, and why so many manifestation techniques have failed you. Because the problem was never you. It was the mechanics that they taught you. How many times have you tried? He woke up in the morning, looked in the mirror and said, "Today is going to be okay. It's going to be a great day. I deserve good things." He repeated affirmations. He wrote gratitude notes in his journal. He stuck motivational post-its on his mirror. And for a few minutes he even felt something. A relief, a lightness, a spark of hope. But then you left the house. And the first thing that happened, traffic, an unexpected bill, a dry message from someone. And that lightness, it evaporated. And at the end of the day, lying in bed, you realized nothing has changed. Again. Here's what no one explained to you. The problem was never you. It was the mechanics they taught you. Because positive thinking works on one level, the mental level. But retrocausality doesn't just operate in the mind. It operates in the quantum field. And the quantum field reads much more than your thoughts. He reads your body, your emotions, your nervous system, your entire energetic frequency. Let me show you where positive thinking fails. When you say it's going to work out, your mind is repeating a phrase. But at the same time, your body is tense, your stomach is tight, your chest is constricted. Why? Because deep down, at a visceral level, your nervous system doesn't believe it. It senses the threat. It remembers past failures. It's in protective mode. So you have two conflicting frequencies being sent to the quantum field at the same time. In mind, it will work out, creates hope. The body, it won't. It never will. Creates doubt. And the field, it responds to frequency dominant. And guess which one is stronger? The body, always. Because your body carries cellular memory. It carries conditioned patterns. It carries years of experience that have taught you, this doesn't work. Not for me. So it doesn't matter how many affirmations you repeat. If your body isn't feeling as real, the retrocausal signal sent is weak, divided, inconsistent. It's like trying to tune a radio while two stations are playing at the same time. The message comes out distorted. Here's the crucial difference. Think it's a mental activity. It happens only in the head. It's conscious. It's controllable. Collapse it is a bodily, mental, emotional experience. It happens when mind, body, and field are aligned. When the future is sensed as inevitable, not only thought as possible. Understand it this way. Thinking is like watching a movie. You see the screen, you observe the story, but you're not within that is. Collapse is be in the movie. Feel the wind on your skin, hear the sounds around you, feel the emotions in your chest. Experience the scene as if it were real. Retrocausality is only active when the future is felt as real, not thought, felt. And here's the problem. They taught you to think positive. They never taught you how to feel the future in the body. I'll give you an example that you might recognize. Do you remember a time in your life when I knew that something was going to happen? You didn't expect it. You didn't hope for it. You just knew. It might have been something small. Meeting someone specific that day, receive an important call, get that job. And it happened. Why? It wasn't luck. It was no coincidence. It was because at that moment your mind, your body, and your emotion were aligned. There was no doubt. There was no internal negotiation. There was felt certainty. And this certainty sent a coherent, pure, focused retrocausal signal, and the field responded. Now compare that to thinking positive. When you repeat affirmations without feeling them in your body, you are trying to convince the quantum field. But the field doesn't need convincing. It needs coherence. There is no point in saying, I am loved, if your chest is closed in protection. There's no point in saying everything flows if your nervous system is on high alert. The field reads the total frequency, and if there is misalignment, it responds to the misalignment. That's why so many people try manifestation and fail. Not because they don't want it enough, not because they don't deserve it, but because they're operating solely on a mental level. And quantum manifestation requires all three parts: body, mind, and emotion aligned. So what really works? It's not about asserting what you want while feeling the opposite. It's training your body and mind to believe that the future already exists in another timeline, and that it's only a matter of time until you collapse it here. It's not pretense, it's not illusion, it's energy reprogramming. When this happens, when your entire system believes that future is inevitable, retrocausality begins to work in your favor. Your present is reorganized. Decisions change, opportunities arise, the right people appear, not because you forced it, but because your frequency changed, and the field responded. The good news is that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to feel 100% all the time. You just need to stop feeding the wrong future while trying to create the right one. But there's one mistake almost everyone makes. And that mistake sabotages everything before it even begins. It is the error of live for the future instead of living of the future. It looks the same, but it's completely opposite. And if you don't understand the difference, you are unknowingly blocking retrocausality. Let me show you what this means. Most people live like this. When I have enough money, I will feel safe. When I find the right person, I will feel complete. When I get that job, I will feel fulfilled. Do you see the pattern? When? Always when. Distant future. Up ahead. Waiting for you. And until then, you wait, you fight, you wish, you yearn, you live to the future. What no one realizes is that this creates an energy gap between you and the future you desire. A quantum distance, an invisible abyss. On this side, you, needy, waiting, missing someone. On the other side, the future, distant, unreachable, always on the horizon. What about retrocausality? Does not work with gap, works with fusion. Imagine that the future you want is separated from you by a glass wall. You can see the other side. You can even touch the glass. but you can't get through. Because every time you say, "when I have," you are saying to the quantum field, "I'm here, it's there, it's not here yet." And the field? He doesn't judge. He just answers. So keep you here. Because that's where your frequency is telling you you are, waiting, wishing, separated. There is another way, not living to the future, but live do future. It looks the same, but it's the complete opposite. To live to the future is saying, when I get there, I'll be different. To live do future is to say, I am already that version, now. You don't pretend to have what you don't have. You embody the frequency of the version you already have. Let it sink in slowly. Think like this. There is a version of you that is already living the future you want. It exists in a parallel timeline, in a field of quantum possibilities. This version is not waiting. It is not anxious. It is not doubting. She simply and. And how does this version act today? Not tomorrow. Not when you get what you want. Today. How does she make decisions? How does she talk to herself? How does she respond to stress? How does she choose where to place her attention? Two simple examples. Your abundant self, the one who already lives in prosperity. Would he buy this because he's afraid of running out? Or would you buy it because it adds real value? Do you see the difference? It's not about having or not having money. It's about the frequency of the decision. Your fulfilled self, the one who already lives in inner peace. Would he react angrily to this provocation? Or would he remain calm, knowing that nothing external can shake who he is? It is not repressing emotion. It's choosing a response aligned with who you already are in the future. The future is not a destination distant that you will reach one day. Future is the identity gift that you embody now. And when you embody that identity, not by pretending but being, the quantum field stops keeping you separate from it. There is no more here and there. There is only you. And retrocausality begins. Opportunities arise. The right people show up. Decisions flow naturally. Not because you forced it, but because its frequency has changed, and the field responded. What you need to understand deeply is, you won't to arrive to the future by working hard. You are going to collapse the future, being the version of you that already lives in it. And this happens in small choices, daily, constant, aligned. Every time you act to do future and not to the future, you send a retrocausal signal that rearranges your present. But here's the problem. Even knowing this, even understanding retrocausality, even wanting to collapse the right future, there is something that sabotages everything. They are the automatic expectations that your brain projects all day long, without you noticing. 60,000 thoughts a day, and most, about bad futures. There will be a lack of money. They will disappoint me. Each negative projection sends a retrocausal signal and collapse the present that you know he wants. But there is a way to intercept this before it happens, and that's what I'm going to teach you now. A simple way to reprogram these expectations in real time. The technique that will intercept negative retrocausal signals before they collapse your present. What you need to understand first. The most powerful technique is not create a new future. It is to stop to collapse the negative futures that your brain automatically projects. Because while you're trying to manifest abundance, your brain is firing off thoughts about scarcity. While you try to manifest peace, your brain is projecting future conflicts. And each projection, it's a retrocausal signal collapsing your present. The truth is that your brain projects about 60,000 thoughts a day. And most of them, they're about futures that you know he wants. This isn't going to work. They will reject me. Quick thoughts, automatic, almost invisible. But each of them is sending retrocausal information to the quantum field. And the field? It is responding. So here's what you're going to learn now. How to capture these automatic thoughts. How to disidentify from them. and how to rewrite them in real time. It's simple, practical, and powerful. The first thing you need to perceive, this is exactly when your brain is projecting a negative future, and this happens all the time. During the day, your mind fires off phrases like, "I'll run out of money at the end of the month. I won't be able to. It always goes wrong." You've heard these voices, right? They come quickly. They seem like absolute truths, but they are not. They are automatic future projections, and they are collapsing their present reality. And then the moment you notice a thought about a negative future, 2. Literally stop what you're doing for 10 seconds. Don't repress the thought. Don't try to think positive right away. Just acknowledge, "I'm projecting a negative future now." Say it mentally or out loud. Just acknowledge that it's happening. For example, you are looking at your bank account, and the thought arises, "It won't work. I'll be left without money." At this very moment, 2. Breathe and recognizes, "I'm projecting a negative future now." Simple as that. Nothing more. It only captures the projection. Now that you understand and capture the negative projection, you need to do something crucial. Break the fusion with her. Because here's what usually happens. When your brain goes, "This isn't going to work," you believe. You accept it as truth, as inevitable reality. Then the field collapses that. But now you're going to do it differently. After recognizing the negative projection, say this out loud or in your head. "That's a possibility, not a reality." Let that sentence sink in slowly. That's a possibility, not a reality. Why is this phrase so powerful? Because it breaks certainty. Remember the previous topic? The quantum field has infinite possibilities. That negative future your brain projected, it's just one of them. It is not inevitable. It's not destiny. It's one possibility among thousands. And when you say it out loud, you draw retrocausal energy from that future. He stops having power over you. So if you thought, "I'm going to run out of money," now activate capture and think, "I'm projecting a negative future now." Then he says to himself, "That's a possibility, not a reality." Breathe and feel the difference. You don't have to believe that everything will be okay. You just need to release the certainty that it will go wrong. Now comes the reprogramming. It is important to understand that you don't have to go straight to everything perfect. You don't need to force belief in "it will work out great." That would be false, and your body would know. So instead, you will rewrite the projection for a neutral future, or open, a future that allows for better possibilities without forcing false certainty. I'll give you practical examples. Thought, "I'm going to run out of money." The neutral rewrite, "Things are resolved in ways I don't yet see." Thought, "They will reject me." Neutral rewrite, "The right outcome for me will reveal itself." Automatic thought, "It always goes wrong with me." Neutral rewrite, "Every situation has its own possibility." Do you see the pattern? It's not forced optimism. It is opening. And openness changes everything. Because instead of you sending a retrocausal signal of catastrophe, you send signal of possibility. And the quantum field has room to collapse something different. How to do this in practice? After saying, "That's a possibility," take a deep breath and say the neutral or open version out loud. You don't have to feel it intensely. You don't need to have absolute faith. You just need to declare the reprogramming. Say the words, and let the field do the rest. A complete example for you to memorize. The thought was, "I'm going to fail this presentation." Immediately makes the capture, "I'm projecting a negative future right now." Tell yourself, "This is a possibility, not a reality." Then do the rewrite. "The right outcome for me will reveal itself." Breathe and that's it. It's done. You don't have to believe 100%. You just need to make space for another possibility. And that already cuts off the negative retrocausal signal. It now allows the field to reorganize its present. After rewriting the projection, don't ruminate. Don't test if it worked. Don't keep monitoring whether the future has changed. Just go back to what you were doing. Continue your day. Why? Because the work has already been done. The moment you captured the negative projection, disidentified from her, and rewrote to neutral future, you intercepted the retrocausal signal. The field has already received the new information. What happened at the quantum level was that you cut off the flow of energy to that negative future. You opened space for different possibilities, and your gift now has freedom to reorganize. It's not instantaneous, it's not magic, but it's real. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And yes, your brain will project negative future again. It's normal, it's automatic. But now you have the tool. Every time you capture, you rewrite. And the more you rewrite, these projections have less power. It's a practice of sitting for 10 minutes and doing it, like meditation. It is surveillance throughout the day. It is to intercept negative projections at the moment in which they arise. If you woke up in the morning and the first thought was, "Today is going to be difficult," immediately capture. Disidentify, saying, "This is a possibility, not reality," and rewrite. Do you see how it works? It is not a complex ritual. It is present attention. It's about intercepting projections before they collapse your reality. Start capturing from 3 to 5 negative projections per day. In the beginning, it will require conscious effort. But after a few weeks, automatically turns. Your brain learns, and negative projections begin to lose strength naturally. And most important of all, you are not repressing thoughts. You're not pretending everything is okay. You are reprogramming the expectations that collapse your reality. And that difference is everything. Because remember, retrocausality is real. Your future is collapsing your present now. And every negative automatic expectation that you don't intercept, it is sending a retrocausal signal that keeps things as they are. But every time you use this technique, you cut that signal. You rewrite quantum information, and you give the field space to collapse into something different. Simple, practical, powerful. So, now you know. Which is not theory, it's quantum physics. Your future is not sitting there waiting. He is collapsing your present reality now, through retrocausality. Science has proven it. They just didn't tell you. But now, you know. And remember, the question was never, "What will happen to me?" The question has always been, "Which future am I collapsing today?" And I want to hear from you. Which future will you collapse from today? Right here in the comments. Could it be, "I'm collapsing my abundant future," or "my future realized," or "my future in peace"? When you declares this publicly anchors the intention in the field. If you understood in this video that the future is not destiny, it is physics, take advantage and leave a like. And if you want to continue discovering these quantum secrets that truly transform lives, subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot of good content coming. Now, I have a question. Do you know what? Why do some patterns resist changing even when doing everything right? Because you might be stuck in something, which quantum physics calls entanglement. It's when you become energetically attached to frequencies from the past that keep pulling you back. And as long as this entanglement exists, you don't move forward. You relive the same story, again and again. And in the next video, I'll show you how to break this entanglement once and for all. See you then.